Welcome back to my channel on software engineering videos. This video is about the incremental process model. In the previous videos, I have discussed about the other models such as waterfall model and V model. So they are linear or sequential models. Now, whenever there is a need to proceed iteratively from one phase or one framework activity to the other, then we prefer to use this incremental process model. In the incremental process model, the activities are carried out starting from the first phase, proceeding towards the last phase in a quick manner, and once the end phase is reached, then the first increment will be delivered to the end user. Now, the end user will review all the requirements that have been gathered, development that is made, and they will provide the feedback. By taking the feedback which is obtained from the end user, the second increment will be developed. This also again will allow the particular developer to progress from the analysis phase till the delivery phase. So in this way, as long as the end user keeps on giving the feedback, a new increment will be delivered. It will be worked on and it will be delivered as an output. So this process is iterative. Like if we wanted to repeat some set of activities within two phases, then that can be carried out. Once you have gathered the requirements, you are designing, but later on you realize that some of the requirements have been missed. So you can go back and you can make changes, and once again you can modify your design. So like that, iteratively also the work is carried out during incremental process model. So the development process based on incremental model is split into several iterations. So it looks like a Lego style modular software. New software modules are added in each iteration with either little changes or no changes as compared to the earlier modules. Module here is taken as a component or the criteria which is emphasized on. The development process in this incremental model, it can progress either sequentially or in parallel. Like the people associated with a project in incremental model can work on multiple increments at the same time. When parallel increment is carried out, then it will add to the speed of the delivery of outcomes to the stakeholders. However, many repeated cycles of sequential development will make the project long and also expensive. Hence, extensive care has to be taken while the various phases are being repeated. Incremental model is said to be a hybrid model which combines the elements of waterfall model and also evolutionary paradigms which evolve in time. The specification, design, and implementation phases in this model are said to be broken into smaller increments. The major advantages of this incremental process model are it is said to provide better support for iterative process. It is said to reduce rework in the construction process of the software. It also allows early delivery of the parts of the system. That means once the complete system is out, then only we would be able to deliver the outcomes in waterfall and V model. But here in incremental model, if the stakeholder is curious to know the development or progress made so far, then the developers can give the required developments to the stakeholders. It also supports easier integration of subsystems. It is said to reduce the risk of project failures, and priorities are given consideration and more easily they are set. It is also said to be suitable when there is insufficient manpower for a complete implementation. Like if there are three developers allocated to work on a software project and they are adopting incremental approach, then one developer can work across multiple increments at the same time. So the manpower burden will be reduced here. However, the disadvantages are increments need to be relatively small. Mapping requirements to increments may not be easy. Also, the common software facilities may be difficult to identify. It is said to be applicable whenever you are intended to deliver the system part by part. An example for incremental model is Rapid Application Development Model. So this Rapid Application Development Model, also known as RAD model, it is an object-oriented approach that includes a method of development as well as software tools. It is a high-speed adaptation of the linear model in which rapid development is achieved by using component-based construction. It emphasizes an extremely short development cycle where there is a quick modeling, quick design, quick testing. So whenever you wanted to deliver the requirements quickly, whenever you wanted to plan quickly, then in that case, you go with rapid application development model. So as this is a variant of increment model, the design is more or less similar to the incremental model itself. So here also we can progress across one phase to the other, and we have different teams working across different iterative versions of the RAD model. So when to use this RAD model? This is basically used when the team includes programmers and analysts who have good level of experience. So when there are more pressing reasons to speed up the development of the application. The project involves a novel e-commerce application and needs quick results. And when the users are sophisticated and highly engaged with the goals of the company. So as I have already mentioned, whenever there is a need to plan quickly, to begin quickly, to design quickly, and to release the outcomes quickly to the end users, and with specialized experts, then in that case, RAD is said to be a preferable model. However, it has a few set of limitations. RAD requires sufficient human resources to create the right number of RAD teams, particularly for a large project. Unlike the incremental model, where it could be possible to deliver the increments even with limited staffing, in the RAD model, it is necessary to have sufficient human resources to progress well with this particular model. RAD also requires strong commitment from developers and customers in a much abbreviated time frame. RAD is also said to be working on properly modularized system which might not work well for an iterative approach. Also, whenever the risks are said to be high, in that case RAD is not appropriate. So this is about the incremental model and RAD model. In my next video, I will be talking about the evolutionary process models. Thank you. Like and subscribe to my channel.